I bring this webinar to order. You have the conch.
Not this conch thing again. First of all, does anyone actually know what a conch is? Because I didn't.
Conch shell. It's a seashell.
Oh yeah,
And in Lord of the Flies,
you
when the
described it so differently
children
before.
when they created the rudimentary society, if you had the conch shell, you were allowed to speak. If you didn't, you couldn't. And that was the whole point of Lord of the Flies.
Right, okay.
You meant to read. I definitely know you read that at school, or not, as the case may be.
I'll sit over then.
Conch.
All right. So I'll kick us off with intros today. And I thought I'd talk a little bit about my why, and as well as my usual intro. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. So I'm Bianca Caplan. I'm a motivational sales trainer. I'm a coach, and I'm also Adam's daughter. It's a real joy to be able to work with my lovely dad. We do get on very, very well. So we make a great team, Dad and I, and we share a common goal. We're on a mission to spread love through ethical selling. So we're passionate, we're very eccentric, which many would probably say, and we love what we do. So why do I do what I do? Firstly, I absolutely love being a trainer and a coach because I love helping my clients win. So when my sales training clients sell more, they're getting better results, they are buzzing. Their bosses are positive and motivated, business is thriving, and I'm positively thrilled. When all businesses are reliant on sales, it's so rewarding for me to see my clients doing so well, and coaching them to success is great fun. I recently discovered that I also love recognition. This might resonate with some of you as well, as business owners or business leaders. My recognition might resonate with you. So I'm a true believer in the power of kindness. When we're happy with a service or product, naturally we want to sing to the heavens about it. What did it do for us? How it made us feel? And now I'm getting into the value of a service or product. So there you go. When I bring value, I'm showered in love, and I shower my clients with love from the get-go. It's a wonderful dance of success and joy, and I want this for all my clients, and I in turn am a very happy woman. So selling with love is a concept that goes far deeper. And being a sensitive individual, I've worked in sales for about 11 years, and I've worked in certain places where I just didn't agree with the way we were being taught to sell, or the training in place, or just the general energy around the salespeople in that organization. So trust me, I've got a thick skin, because you've got to be a salesperson, but I really just didn't agree with this. So Dad and I have joined forces, and we have since created the Anti-Sales Manifesto, which essentially reconnects salespeople. And we're all salespeople, by the way. Even if that's not your job title, we are all salespeople in our own right. And it reconnects salespeople to their customers. It's all about building relationships, building that connection, and engaging with people, which is more important than ever before, especially since the pandemic. And literally, as a human race, we've been disconnected. So when we feel connected, acknowledged, seen, when we feel heard by a salesperson in the buying process, this is from a customer's perspective, we feel good. The one that educates the most will likely win the deal. So my why summed up. I want to help salespeople build genuine connections and sell with love. Why? I believe that if more salespeople sold with love, the world would be a better place.
Why do you think that?
Well, I think there'd be more kindness, more integrity, there'd be more trust, and more customers buying the right products for them.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, but why do you want that?
Because I feel that I've helped change the world in some way, and each person who connects with our vision will then pay it forward. And then before you know it, more people around the world are selling with love. And I personally will have more faith in humanity. And I personally will also enjoy investing my money far more. I will enjoy building relationships far more. And I think that when we look at the sales process as a whole, that will make it far more enjoyable for all of us. So selling with love all the way.
You are a passionate soul, that's for sure. Okay. So how do you think that would make you feel? Or how do you think it would make people feel? For that matter, how would you feel if you could get that sort of passion going?
A really interesting note to add to this selling with love mantra that we sing and dance about is that I honestly believe if we as salespeople loved ourselves more, then we would be able to love our customers more. And this really got me thinking about the salespeople out there that have given selling a bad rep, the ones that we get our backs up about, that are scamming people, hurting people, however you want to put it. How much do they truly love themselves deep down? And this is some food for thought, because if we really love ourselves and we are putting that love back out into the world, then we're likely going to enjoy conversing with our customers. We're going to enjoy the whole process a lot more. And I do think it starts inside ourselves. And funnily enough, this all comes back to what we do at Cellular Attitude, which is the name of our business, but also has a really wonderful meaning. And I don't know if we can share a screen. Hold on. But Dad came up with this. I'm going to show this just quickly. So this, I'm just going to read it out to you. A cellular attitude is a positive attitude that starts from your very cells and radiates out into the universe itself, affecting and enhancing not only your own existence, but also positively influencing everyone around you, creating levels of harmony in your life and the lives of those around you that you may have once thought impossible. Dad wrote that. And I think it's beautiful.
That's very kind you say that. So actually, I wrote that on or around June the 16th, 2008. And I know that because it was about 8 days after I crashed my motorbike into a roundabout, putting myself in hospital for about 6 months. And that was where the book was written and the concept behind Cellular Attitude all came to be from. And that was one of the first things in the book that I'd written, this idea of an attitude within you that was so powerful that it wasn't just, I feel good, I feel terrific. It was you. It was your essence shining like a beacon of positivity that could deflect any darkness that came its way. But yeah, I didn't know you were going to do that. That was very cool.
And actually, it's funny you say that. That accident that Dad had was pretty awful. And in fact, I actually thought we were going to lose him. But he naturally has a very positive attitude. And when he was in hospital, he had a huge cage in his leg, broke every bone in his body.
No.
Broke every bone in the leg.
No, 19. My leg was broken into 19 places, just to clarify that. And I'm the one that's dramatic.
And wow. Anyway, through his positive attitude, or cellular attitude, as we like to call it, he healed so much quicker than someone else with that, with the same break. So there was a gentleman in the hospital next to Dad who also had his leg in a cage.
True.
And what did he say?
I said, because I'm talkative so-and-so, I said, oh, you got an Elizabeth external fixator cage as well. How long have you had it on? I had mine 5 months and 2 weeks or something. He went, 2 years, 4 months and 15 days. And I've cursed it every day.
And then when did you get yours off?
5 months and 2 weeks or something like that. It's very quick. Yeah, so positive attitude and working hard. So, is that your introduction?
Yeah, I just
passionate start.
And just to finish off my little intro, I want to bring you in. Dad has come up with an equation. We did speak about it in the Anti-Sales Manifesto, and it is in our upcoming book. But it is a wonderful equation that we now sort of live by, and let's share it.
And it is this: love times knowledge plus attitude multiplied by hard work equals success and happiness and long hair.
And okay, on that note, Dad, my lovely father.
Thank you for that.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, we had I had on here introductions 5 minutes, and we are a good 11 minutes in, so you've done well there. Okay. So my name's Adam Caplan. The hairier half of Adam and Bianca. You know, I'm a sales trainer, coach, writer, all round good egg, as I always say. And my why has just been talking to you for the last 11 minutes. So, essence of why we do the things we do is ultimately understanding your absolute reason for doing what you do. And if you don't really understand what you're doing, then you are a mindless automaton that is just plowing through life. Effectively, it's like the old joke. A guy's on a horse that is galloping along, and somebody shouts to him, "Where are you going?" And the guy goes, "I don't know. Ask the horse." And were you the rider, or is the horse driving you? I think I might have mangled that phrase, that statement there. But the point is, that's my why. Making, delivering something that makes me happy. And what makes me happy is seeing this one here thrive and be confident. And also my clients, seeing them happy, knowing, and we've got some of our clients on this call, which is great. Knowing we've made a change to their life is what floats our boat. Because that's what it's all about. That's the essence. And when you take away and you put that, the financial aspect to the side, and you think about what are you really doing? What do you want? Above physical things, what do you want? That's the thing. And what gets you excited? That's what I find good. So that's what this webinar is all about. And what is your why is about asking 4 questions, particularly because obviously it's going to have a sales lean to it because of what we do. And what we want you to do is to add some questions to us, throw some things out that you want us to look at. But in essence, what is your why? I'll show the mug again, 1 second before we do. Okay. And that's the lot of the mug competition. So,
there's a prize to whoever can guess.
There will be a prize. First guess gets a prize, right? So let's get this thing. So, okay. Question number 1. Why do you sell the product or service that you offer? So why do you sell it? What makes you do that? The second question we're going to ask is, why do your customers buy from you? Why do they buy from you? Not the company, but from you. Third question is, why do your customers buy the product or service that you offer? Why do they buy that? And then the fourth one is, why are you selling it in the first place? Or why are you in sales in the first place? So why do you sell the product or service you're offering? Why do your customers buy from you? Why do they buy the product? And then why are you selling? Why are you in sales? Why do you do what you do? Okay. So we're going to look at that, and we're going to look at it in a way to using a technique which I've been a long proponent of, and it's used in therapy, and it's used in business, and it's used in sales, and it's used in many, many ways, and it's got many, many adaptations. And it's called the 5 whys. Now, some of you may have heard of this. The 5 whys is a manufacturing process that was created by Shikiichi Toyoda, who was a senior engineer at the Toyota Motor Corporation back in the 60s. And he created this to do with the production line. And if there was a problem, they would then put what they call the 5 whys process in. So this is all about following on from sort of things that Simon Sinek has said, about his excellent book about helping yourself understand why and all these causes, because we want to find the root cause of a problem, or the root cause or the root motivating aspect of what you do. So either there's a problem that's got a root cause, or there's a benefit that has a root motivation, a thing that powers you. So if you're going to build a bulletproof, powerful and resilient motivating belief, you've got to harness the consistent force of momentum to power through your life. And momentum isn't one big push and then you coast. Momentum is a steady force every day that gets the rock moving. And if any of you have ever had to push a car that's broken down, you'll know that the first 6 inches is much harder than the next 18 inches, and that the first 2 feet is much harder than the next 10 feet. And once you've got it moving, it's rolling. And momentum's a lot like that, but we have to keep that pressure up every day of pushing ourselves forward to be the best that we can be. So let's look at an example of how the 5 whys works. And we're going to do it with something that's related, I think, to a lot of us on this call today about having your own business. So the example will be a statement such as, I want to own my own business. And then you apply the 5 whys to it. So the 5 number 1 will be, well, why do you want to do it? Bianca, what's the answer?
Well, let me have greater control over my life.
Okay. So why do you want greater control over your life?
Because I'll have more time and more flexibility in my life.
So number 3, why do you want more time and flexibility in your life?
I could work from home, I could set my own schedule.
And why would you want to work at home and set your own schedule?
Because that way I can spend more time with my family, and specifically I get to see my children before they go to bed.
I'm a grandfather.
Not yet.
Not yet. And then number 5 would be, well, why would you want to do that?
Because supporting my family is the most important thing, and this is the root cause of my motivation.
So it's this iterative or repetitive process that allows you to drill down to find what we call the causality of a problem or the reason that the cause and effect of a problem of a relationship. So, you know, they would use it in engineering to say, well, this pump has stopped. Why has the pump stopped? Because the gearing seized. Why has the gearing seized? Because the bearing's gone. Why has the bearing gone? Because it didn't have enough oil. Why wasn't there enough oil? But it wasn't maintained properly. Why wasn't it maintained properly? They didn't have a training part in the manual to maintain. Problem solved. That's very simplistic, but that's the process of it. So the idea that you have a statement and then you question it 5 times with a why question is how this works. Now, it can be more than 5 questions. For example, if we did a 6th question on that example that Bianca did, why do you want to support your family? What would the answer be?
Because I love my family.
And who can argue with that?
I think that would be quite I would be interested to see, you know, at the beginning, I asked how many of you know what your why is. And a lot of people, if you ask them, they will say, it is my family.
Well, there's lots of it's my family, myself. There's nothing wrong with asking for it to be for yourself, for your own gratification.
Exactly.
I think a lot of us sometimes have a problem with asking things for ourselves. And Bianca doesn't, but other people generally do. I'm only playing. So the thing is, when you go down this route, what's interesting is you open up different trees, different elements to the way you think. So, for example, as you go down the why, it could branch into 2 reasons. They're both valid, or 3, or 4, but you can go down the tree on all of them and have multiple reasons.
So you can have one for yourself, one relating to your family. You might even have one relating to the world.
Well, why do I do this? Because your answer might have, when you go, why do I want to have my own business? You might have multiple answers.
Yeah.
And each answer is a tree that you go down. Very, very interesting. It can take a while, but you find out a lot of things about yourself that you don't realize. Actually, it's sort of one of the things we do when we do our sort of strategic coaching sessions with clients when we first start working with them. It's finding out that why and finding out how and what and who your business really is, because your business is an entity. So you want to find out what it's all about. So it's very cool, and we like it. Okay, we use it quite a lot.
So would you say that through knowing your why and really truly understanding the basis of the foundations of why you do what you do you think that once you know that, you're then a better salesperson.
I think I've got to be honest with you, I think you're a better person. And that might sound a bit what's the word? Soft. But know who you are. It's a powerful thing. A lot of people don't. And Anthony's just said, it's the courage to keep digging almost endlessly and within reason, encouraged. I'd say that you should dig in self-development terms. This is just to go off subject a bit. But when you're looking to improve, you don't do it, every day I'm on a self-improvement journey. You'll go in peaks and troughs. You'll go periods where you're really keen and you're really motivated and engaged. It slips and surges, whichever way you want to look at it, and you'll keep going. But once you reach this level of happiness that you consider happy, then you can allow yourself to be happy. I've got a question for you. We're a bit off topic, but what's the difference between somebody that's happy and somebody that thinks they're happy?
Somebody that's happy. And
someone that's happy and someone that just thinks they're happy.
But you can think yourself happy.
What's the difference between someone that's happy and someone that thinks they're happy?
Is there a difference?
Not in my book. So a lot of people say, oh, you're not really happy, you just think you're happy. Go, I think that means you're happy.
But
so
what you think you become, as Buddha said.
Well, that is was that a phrase? Okay,
I would say it's a journey, but I'd just like to add on that question, Anthony. I think once you've identified your why or whys, and just answer Lorna, yes, you can have more than one why. Once you've identified that, when you do have an off day, if you have them, but I would think that we all certainly have off days, then being able to reconnect with your why is going to motivate you. As a salesperson, selling can be quite, you need a lot of motivation to be good at sales, because it's constant, but it's like that in many jobs. But actually having your why means that you're actually living or working in your truth. You really are connected to why you're doing what you're doing, and that means that you'll be selling with love, or you'll be living in your truth, which is a really positive thing, and it will mean that you can really connect. And I think once you find them, you can hold on to them, and they might change, and you might have more than one, but having that is a great driver and a motivator.
Well, the 5 whys works very, very well in production lines. With people, it's not always as easy as an answer to come up with, or should I say, it's not as easy a question. I'll have a bit of that, because why is quite a challenging question. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I mean,
especially if you ask it a lot.
So the thing is, when we're being honest with each other, we don't mind asking simple questions like, how are you? Yeah, I'm feeling quite good. Why? It's a challenging question. It's a question requesting justification. You've made a comment. Why do you justify that? And it feels, I don't know, does it feel rude? Aggressive? Do you feel it shouldn't be saying why? What do you think, guys? Do you think that that's a problematic question? Why? Now, to discover the reason why is a difficult question. We've got to go on a little journey. So we're all going to go back to our childhoods. And I'm going to do a session. So normally when I'm doing training courses, what we do is we do this session. It's all to do with really understanding the power of questions and how people avoid asking questions.
Well, actually, if I think of anyone in this webinar has young children, then this is going to really resonate. Or if you've had children, or got children, actually, I should say.
So we do a role play that where I would say to someone, have you got children? And
look what Donna just said. Just before we get into this, Donna has said, because that is, you've lost the cursor.
I've lost it.
Okay, Donna has said, hold on. A lot of people are put off asking why from a very young age. Parents respond, don't question, it just is. And this is exactly what we're about to do.
So here's the thing. So normally what happens is that we do a training program and I would say to someone, have you got children? And they go, thank you. What's the child's name? Her name is, I don't know, Courtney. Okay, I'm going to be Courtney. What does she call you? Oh, she calls me Dad. Fine. Here's the situation. Your wife has popped out. And as she left, she said, right, Derek, say, you're in charge of Courtney. Whatever you do, don't let her have a chocolate biscuit. And that's the role play start. So we do this on a regular basis. In this instance, I don't have to ask a delegate if they've got a child because I'm going to be the delegate. I've got a child. I've brought my own one with me.
Very grown-up one.
And Bianca's going to be the child Bianca. I'm going to be in charge of Bianca, looking after her as a young child. And she's going to be doing this, we're going to do this role play. So it's quite funny to do it like this.
I think I'm going to get the chocolate biscuit, I'll just say.
You think you're going to get chocolate biscuit, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Well, we're going to do the role play where she gets chocolate biscuit, and then we'll do a role play which doesn't. So, go.
Dad, can I have a chocolate biscuit?
No.
Why?
Because it's not. It's going to ruin your dinner.
Why?
Because chocolate biscuits are full of sugar.
But why are they full of sugar?
Because they make them full of sugar to taste nice.
But chocolate biscuits are good for me. Why can't I have one?
They're not good for you.
Why?
Because they're full of sugar and palm oil, and they will make your teeth fall out.
What's palm oil?
It's a bad thing.
Why?
Because I've read that palm oils are bad for deforestation.
Are you going to shout at me?
Am I going to shout at you? Why would I shout at you?
Can I have a chocolate biscuit?
Okay. And there we go. So, but that was quite challenging, even though I knew what she was doing. So, a great way of handling that. You see, who's in charge of the conversation? The one asking the questions. So what generally happens is the people ask the questions why, and if we're going to do that, let's do it again. I'm going to show you the switch on it, just for while we're doing this. Shall I be the child?
If you want.
No, you be it.
Dad, can I have a chocolate biscuit, please?
Are you hungry?
Yes, please, this time.
Are you hungry?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Would you like something sweet?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I love
so
sweet
shall we go into the kitchen and see what sweet things
yes,
are there?
Yes,
yeah, let's
okay.
do that. Great.
Okay.
Look, now this is an orange and this is grapes. Should we see which one's sweeter?
Why is it called an orange, Dad?
Okay, what colour is it?
Orange.
Okay. So, mic drop. Right, so.
Brilliant.
Taking control is by just asking the questions and taking them down the route you want them to go down. But what happens in the real world is that the child keeps going, why can't I have it? Why can't I have it? Why can't I have a chocolate biscuit? But I love them. Why won't you let me have it? Because mummy said so. Why does mummy say so? Because mummies are annoying or whatever. No, I'm just saying what a weak husband might say. Yeah.
And then you might get frustrated and just feel at the end of your tether, and then maybe even feel bad because you got frustrated. And
eventually you say, stop asking. I said no, it means no. And as Donna said, because I said so, because mummy knows best. Mm-hmm. Don't ask why, do as you're told. Interesting. So that's the people who told you to stop asking why. Now, what is your why asks you to ask yourself why. Why do I do what I do? Why do I stand for what I want for? Why? Question ourselves. And yet why is the most important question in history. Most important question in history.
Why?
For example, thank you. Why does the sun come up in the morning? What is this moon? Why do people get ill? Why does bacteria kill people? Why and how? And these are the things that have driven civilization. Why have we got no fire? How can we make more fire? Why does it take us so long to do this? Why is investigative and has helped drive human civilization. We ask questions, but we're not the only creatures on the planet that ask questions. Dogs ask questions. Can I go for a walk? Because they look at you and go, can I go for a walk? Enculturated bonobo apes can answer a lot of questions and can ask, can I have? But if you say no to a dog or an animal that is asking questions, they'll just look at you and ask the question again. It's only humans that can ask why, can challenge the person making that statement. Now, put yourself in the position of the toddler. Imagine that you live in a house and the person in charge of you, apart from that you love them, is 20 foot tall, gives you everything you eat, everything you wear. They're literally your whole life. Wait, I'm doing so. They're your whole life. And you say to them, can I have a chocolate biscuit? And they go, no. You'll go, in today's body, you'll go, all right then. I said, no, you'd accept it. But a toddler, quarter of our size, won't accept it. Why not? Why can't I have a chocolate biscuit? Well, why, Daddy? They'll keep going on and on and on until one or two things happen, which is one,
stop.
They get a chocolate biscuit.
Yeah.
Or
keep asking
until you get told off and you know I've pushed it as far as I'm going to go there. That's then there's some great comments, by the way, in there. Question all things in life. I'm going to avoid some of those. Absolutely. Scott and Leighton, you should take your conversation about football offline, if I can just say. I can't answer your question, Leighton, I'm sorry. So it's a massive, massive question, and yet we're told not to ask it. Funny enough, teenagers come back. When they turn to teenagers, children are very good because after about the age of 6, they stop asking why. They just start behaving, as we would call behaving. And then they become teenagers. Can you tidy your room? And what does a teenager say? Why do I have to do it? Why me? Later is also true. Very good. Why me? Why don't you do it? I mean, it's why don't you? Good, so that's a fair point. But if you said to somebody, could you sort that out? I said, well, why don't you do it? You'd think they were being rude and having a row. So why is a powerful thing? It's our parents that told us not to ask why, conditioned us not to ask why. And we have to break that conditioning. We can break it by asking why of the most important person in your life. That's yourself. So let's remember what we started talking about. Why do you sell the product you are selling? So, Bianca, would you like to do this next section?
Okay, so why are you selling the product or service that you offer? Have a think about whether you've connected with the product or service emotionally. How passionate are you about the solutions that you offer or that you sell? And how passionate are you about how these help your customers? This is a really good one because for salespeople, or for anyone actually in any job, we actually put a poll up before this webinar, which got quite a good response. I put it up on my LinkedIn and I asked, why do you do what you do? because you found your calling, it's my purpose, I don't know, for the money. And what was the fourth one?
It is my calling.
It is my calling.
I enjoy it.
Oh yeah, enjoy it.
I do it for the money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And what do you think most people said?
No, what do you do? That's the thing. Let's do a little micro poll.
Yeah.
And you can do a poll in the thing as well. Do you know that?
Can you?
Apparently so.
Oh.
But we won't practice. We
behind.
won't learn. We won't do it on But in hand, why do you do what you do?
Yeah.
Because you enjoy it, for the money, it's your calling, we haven't got a clue.
So when we're really connected to what we're selling, whether it's a product or a service, then we have that connection with it, and we're going to be more passionate about selling it. We're going to know it better. We're going to want to help people purchase make the right buying decisions for them. And this all comes down to, why do you sell the product or service that you're currently offering? So, do you know the story behind what you sell? Do you know the history of the company? If it's your own company, why did you start the company? What drove you to create this business? If you work for another company, what is it about this company that makes you want to work for them? What do you love about this company? Why are you working for them? And then what is the history behind what you do? Why do you do what you do? These are all really big questions, but ultimately, why do I sell this? Why do I sell what I sell? Why do I do what I do? If you don't know this, it's going to be really hard to connect above and beyond what you're already connected to.
This first part of this 4-question tree is for you to think about, why this particular service, why this product, not what it does for the customer, but what about it is calling to you. Why do you do it? Or is there something about it that you particularly love? Now, I've recently, I made a purchase recently, and I absolutely love it, and I've been sharing it with people all the time, because it has made a difference to my life, and it's really given me, if I was not doing what I do with Bianca, I would be selling this product because it's fantastic. Technical, it's just a bit of tech, but when you connect with something, you say, oh, I love it, because of all the things it does for me and how it makes me feel using it and stuff like that. That sort of connection, that visceral connection with what you're doing, if you can connect emotionally with what you are selling or the service you're offering,
the value,
the passion that comes out. Here's a question. Do you think that Bianca and I are emotionally connected to what we do, from how you see us and what we do? I hope no one says no. That would be a bit of a blow. But that's what we do, because it's passionate and built into us.
And when you're passionate, you really understand the value as well of what you bring. When we look at why customers buy, which is
question number 2.
Why do your customers buy from you? Now, customers make different buying decisions based on different things, but ultimately they are buying the value. They are buying what your product does for them. Go on, you take over.
Why do they buy from you? You're jumping ahead of yourself there. So number 1 is, why do you do it? Why do you sell it? Number 2 is, why do they buy from you? Why do they buy from you? Now, if you're not sure, and let's be honest, it's not something you may have thought of before, make a phone call to a customer and say, your customers you work with, can I ask you, just doing a webinar with the excellent Bianca Caplan and the average Adam Caplan. They're doing some, a lot of sales training and support and development for businesses. And they're asking us to ask ourselves, why do our customers buy from us? And I just wanted to ask you, what made you choose me as your supplier amongst all the other people you could have chosen? Why me? And it's a nice thing to do, because it makes the customer feel appreciated. It also gives you a reason to call a customer and have a non-sales conversation, just to chat, building that relationship. And of course, the most important thing is they would then say, so who's Adam Caplan, Bianca Caplan? And you can then refer us in. So I thought that was a lovely thing that I did there, don't you? Lovely. And we're available to, pass those conversations on. But genuinely, ask your customers, why me? What made you choose me? And it may interest you. I do this on a regular basis with my customers. I ring them up, and one customer, I've been doing this every year for 11 years. And his name is Jeff Gold from the Mara Group. Quite happy to do it. He might even be on the call. But I ring Jeff up and I go, Jeff, hi, it's Adam. He goes, you're going to ask me why I chose to work with you, aren't you? I said, yeah, I am. Because I do it every year, about the same time of the year. And he always says, well, because of these sort of phone calls, because ultimately we tried you out. We wanted to get a bit of sales training, and you are like a member of staff, except you're more reliable in many respects. You're more passionate than most of the people that work for me. And you care. You care about us as if you worked here. That's the sort of passion that you want to, that's the response you want to get. Now, if you don't get that response, if they say, well, you just happened to call up and, the price was okay and I just thought I'd give it to you, think about what could you do more to become more passionate. It's powerful stuff.
How are you interacting with your customers, and how could you engage in that relationship that step further to really build that connection?
So I was about to say, a lot of the times people buy from you because they like and trust you. But as you can see, Juliet Stone has got in ahead of me there and said, because they like and trust me. But it is so true.
Mm-hmm. And Juliet is really good at asking for testimonials. And I think, another way to really find out what your customers or how they feel, why they work with you, is to ask for testimonials. And these are great for you, for your business. You can have them as recommendations on LinkedIn, on your website. What better way to show prospects or potential new customers why they should work with you? Just simply ask who you already work with. These are fantastic because they are literally just singing from the heavens about how amazing, how you made them feel. Like what I said earlier in my intro, how did you make them feel? What you did for them? The stress you took off them all the time.
So I think, why do you sell what you sell? You want to be in a position where you can say, I sell what I sell because of my belief in what this product stands for, the history of what I do, not just the company or the product type, but just the history of what it does for people. That's why that's my purpose. And why do your customers buy from you? Because they like you, they trust you, your passion comes through, whatever those answers are. Third question, as we dig down, is this. And my nephew has turned up, Bianca's cousin. So Alex, welcome. Everyone give Alex a big wave. Woo, well done, Alex. Fantastic. I love this.
Oh, we better actually also give little Lily Pearman a wave.
Okay, is Lily on it? Lovely.
Lily always comes on.
So, number 3. Why do your customers buy the product or service you offer? So, why are you doing what you do? Why are you selling your product? Why do customers buy from you or buy you? And then why do your customers buy the product or service you offer? So this discovers why your customers choose the product or service you offer.
Can we ask this actually? Please type away to panelists and attendees. Why do you think your customers buy from you? Buy the product or service that you offer? What are they buying? The big question.
Well, why? Why do you think there's a big question?
Because I think there are different reasons why people buy, but ultimately, we buy into the value of the product, the value of the service, what it does for you, how it makes you feel. For example, I recently purchased some personalized mugs off of an Etsy seller, and I sent them out to some people I love and care about. And it made them feel so good, and I felt really good, and I've even ordered myself, and I was just so happy with everything from the personalized. Every step of the process was amazing, and the seller was amazing, really looked after me. And then I'm singing to the heavens. I just want to write review after review. I'm just so happy with everything. But ultimately, it made people I care about, who I've been disconnected from, feel so happy. And I can't tell you how happy it made me feel. So it's not necessarily the fact that I bought a personalized mug. It's about how it made the people I care about feel. And it made them feel so good and so loved in such a time when I'm disconnected. And that is value.
It is. There's loads and loads of good reasons coming in there as well, guys. But I sort of think, and this is something we like to drill down into when we work with people, is that there is probably only 5 things that people buy. Peace of mind. Something that makes their life easier or reduces stress, to make or save money, and because they like and want the pleasure that whatever they've bought is either buying the pleasure or removing the pain. And if you get more than one of those in, then it's fantastic. And so what's interesting is that if you're selling a commercial product to a commercial buyer, and for those of you that are in a B2B environment, this is a very good thing to think about. When you sell widgets, you work for Acme Widgets and you're selling widgets to the company that makes, I don't know, machines. Your company is selling this product to that company so the machines work. That's the surface. Reality is you as a human being are selling a solution, a product to another human being, the buyer, and it's going to solve that buyer's problem. So the buyer is buying peace of mind. The company is buying the widgets that makes the machine work, that makes the production line smooth. The buyer's buying from you because they know, like, and trust you. They know that you're going to give them good service and follow-up service, that the price is commercially viable. It's not the cheapest, but the product is going to give the best value, as you said, Bianca. So they're buying peace of mind, they're buying the trust. They might enjoy talking to you. They're buying that ongoing relationship. There's 2 purchases, 2 sales going on. There's 2 purchases. Buying with their time and money. You're selling yourself and how you can help them. It's very interesting to think about that secondary aspect to it when you're B2B. It's not just the business to business. It's still person to person.
People buy from people. People buy from people. And, also, you might find that your best clients are like-minded, or your best clients are like you. We've definitely discovered this over the years, that your best, the ones that you really love working with, that bring you the joy, they're easier to work with, they don't have all the struggles, they're not draining you, they're the really good customers, and they are like you in some respects. And actually, just want to say, because Anthony made a very good comment, and he said your customers and clients turn into your evangelists, in the sense that they end up selling for you, which is very true, because when you have a very good relationship with your customers and they want to then go sing to the heavens about you, they're then going to essentially be selling your products or services on behalf of you naturally, just because they loved working with you and you helped them so much, or you took away that stress or that pain. So the better those relationships, the wider the love goes out.
So a good way, if you're not sure, and you may be sure about what your customers, why they buy your product or service, again, pick up the phone.
Ask them.
And say, why did you buy from me? Oh, sorry, that was bad. Pick up the phone and say, why did you buy this product or service? What does it do for you? What do you get out of this? And that is a powerful thing to do. So why did you buy from me? And why did you buy the product or service? This particular product or service. And the answers you'll get might surprise you. And if nothing else, you've had a really good reason to speak to the customer without having to sell. And who knows, they might offer you a referral if you ask for it, or they might offer to say, actually, while you're on the phone, was thinking about you the other day. You might just rattle a little sale out of the woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
So always good customer relationships about not just ringing up when you want a sale. Ring up for a chat. How are you? Cool. Just to show that you care more than and you're interested in them. And by phoning up and saying, why did you buy from me, or why did you buy this particular product, just showing interest in them. And in our lives, who shows interest in us? Who shows interest in us? Family. How are you? How's things going? Whatever. Interested
like your
in
family.
This sounds like a previous webinar. In other words, care. So it's a good thing.
Self-love. And I've lost my thought now.
It's okay. It's fine. It happens to me all the time. So, number 4, we've looked at why are you selling what you sell, why do customers buy from you, and why do customers buy your product? Let's ask the big one. Based on those answers, so why are you selling what you sell? Why are you in sales in the first place? It's the big one. Why are you selling?
What do you enjoy about it?
And what do you dislike about it, for that matter?
So what do you love and what do you dislike about selling?
And the reason that you do this, and this is powerful stuff, powerful, because you think about, what do I really like about the sales process? That might be, well, what do you, hang on, let's do it live. Bianca, what do you love about selling?
I love building connections and building relationships with people. I actually really enjoy the sales process from the very first point of contact all the way through the pipeline. I find it exciting. I have fun. It's inquisitive. As a curious person, I actually genuinely enjoy uncovering the layers and almost problem solving. I see sales as problem solving, and you often say that selling isn't difficult, it's easy. And selling is actually kind of like customer service. It's not about manipulating someone to do what you want to do. It's about helping a customer make the right buying decision for them. And it is all about asking questions and building those relationships. And I find that fun. I actually find it fun. So when I close a deal, I am excited. I get all energetic and it is fun, and the whole process should be fun and getting to know them. And more importantly, you've then built up a relationship, especially in our businesses with trainers and coaches. You continue that and they stay customers for a long time. And
it's good. Actually, just aside, I've realized that one of the things I really enjoy about what we do is because we're helping them improve what they do. When they then get sales and deals, it's like we've helped them do it.
It is, and we do, don't we? And we literally, when our clients win, we're like, would you say we're like Labrador puppies? We only want to play, and we're like jumping around. Actually,
one of the people on this call is a client, and they recently got I'd say they got the biggest contract of their business life. And I felt like we'd won it. We'd won that contract in terms of that emotional buzz.
We did. We felt so emotional.
So it's very, very, very.
It is. It's just
very good. So
it's life changing because you know what? All businesses are reliant on sales.
What don't you like?
What don't I like? Oh well, there's rejection can be hard, but I've done it for long enough and I know how to. It doesn't bother me now, but I know a lot of people struggle with the rejection. It can be tedious in the sense of trying to get, depending on what you're selling, but to get someone to actually answer the phone. For example, one of my clients said to me today, I've been asking for a testimonial, I've been asking and chasing for so long. Often you're chasing, and that can be tedious and long, and you just sort of want people to engage, but everyone's busy, so you've got to deal with those more uncomfortable things, but we will deal with them. So
rejection, it's tedious. Right, guys, what do you hate about selling? Let's throw some things out here, because there's a very cool thing we do, because we're sort of coming towards the latter end of the session. So
I must say about rejection is that when you change a relationship with rejection, it becomes exciting. So actually, and we
don't we're in the section with that today.
Oh.
We'll have to do that. We can talk about it in a sec. but give them a chance to talk about the sort of things you don't like. So very much.
Yes, what don't you guys like?
What don't you like? What do you find difficult about selling? Now, we obviously ask this. This is one of the very first sections of our training programs. Is we ask people what they don't like, getting them to, making that phone call, rejection, angry clients, customers that don't listen, whatever. There's loads of reasons, but often it comes down to what Bianca says sort of about that rejection, tedious, the boring stuff. There could be boring elements about it. Now, the key thing about why you're in sales is to start to look at what's going on. What do you enjoy? What are the bits that you really enjoy? What are the bits you don't enjoy? And when you've got those two, you can then apply the next phase to this, which is what can you do to reduce the instances of the things you don't like and increase what you do like? What can you do to reduce the stuff you don't like and increase the things you do like? And that is a massive question. What do you can do? So if it's rejection, if it's I don't like rejection, then how can you get less rejection? Bianca, now you can.
Well, a few things about rejection. First of all, I love resistances. I have to, but I genuinely love them. So when someone says no, I enjoy trying to overcome them, but not in a way to rub someone up the wrong way, but generally because often if you haven't, there's certain things you need to do, and really you need to ask the right questions in order to see. The amount of times I end up working with someone or have sold something in the past that actually it is so right for them, that product or service, and they end up being so happy they've got it, but they said no at the first instance. And if I was to turn around and take that rejection straight away and take that as a no without knowing they didn't fully understand what it was I was offering, then I would have just taken that rejection. They would have never got that amazing product or service that really helped them in whatever way. So rejection can be a good thing because being able to ask the right questions, you can overcome rejection, one. Second of all, you can't always overcome rejection. That's okay. So if someone does say no, then our attitude is to get excited because you're one step closer to the next yes. And especially if you're in a proper sales role where you're just selling, getting that rejection after rejection is hard.
So I think there's lots of ways that you can overcome rejection. Becoming better at selling is an obvious one. Ask the right questions, know how to ask the right questions. And there are ways to do that. What ways could you think of where someone could improve their sales ability?
Well, you could book a training session with us.
We could pre-order the next book that's coming.
Anti-Sales Manifesto, all about selling with love.
They're all good things that are coming. But genuinely, invest in your knowledge and abilities. Become the better. Listen, you've all done that tonight. Hopefully, you've all got something out of this session that has been worthwhile, and that you've got something you can enjoy. We feel that's why we give back what we give. We want to share what we do. Hopefully some of you guys get benefit of it. And, at the end of the day, when there may be a point where you want to use services of a sales training business, then you come to us, or alternately, you might meet somebody who says that look for some sales training, or people that want to improve their sales to their business. And we think, well, actually, you'll introduce what we do. So that's one of the reasons that we do these things. But actually, we do it because we jolly well enjoy them, to be quite honest. And I know Bianca used to not look forward to this. And about 4 webinars ago, some of you who are regulars will have seen us have a bit of a row because Bianca was getting a bit.
No, you.
That stupid. Zip, zip it. And but now she look forward to it. Dad, can we do this? Let's do the next one. We can do the next one, etc. So that's really great. So we enjoy it, and we hope you enjoy it too.
And can I just say, it's very strange when you're used to doing things in front of people. Okay, we're basically looking at a screen. I can see myself and Dad, and it is just so bizarre doing a webinar when no one's can put an input. You know, the days of Zoom, but we are very much used to it now. But I must say, I do look forward to when we can go back to good old
I've done
speaking in public.
I've done one this year. So
yeah, you have.
I think we've got some people from that course that are actually here as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the virtual version compared to the face-to-face version. So I think that's it. It's looking at what you can do to alleviate the things that are painful, the things that are difficult, the things that you find unpleasant, by improving yourself, by asking the right questions, by listening, by improving your skills, becoming better at what you do. It's a little bit like golf, believe it or not. If you can't putt, have a lesson on putting. Your round will improve. And one of the people on the call today is a flying instructor, very professional flying instructor. If you can't land, you might want to learn how to land an aeroplane, because taking off is one thing, landing is the important aspect to it. So there's lots of things you can do to improve the things that you enjoy doing. So I think that's the key point there.
And also, when you do, remember, once guys, go away and really write all this down. Write down your whys, why you sell what you sell, why your customers buy from you. Because when you do have those days where the sort of nasty stuff of selling gets to you, or maybe you've had a day of rejection, or you lost a big deal that you were counting on, those bad days happen for us all, or you just feel that the whole day is tedious and you're stuck doing admin, as some of you said, that bothers you. So reconnecting with your why, taking it sort of it's almost meditative, taking that time out to really just zone back in with why you do what you do. It can be so invigorating and energizing and motivate you for the day. I've got to do it.
No.
Let's do it.
No.
Okay.
You can do it at the end. So lastly, we just got to say this. Next webinar, we've already got the plan for it, which is unusual for us. So that'll be the first Monday in March. And that's going to be called Restart. That's Restart, which is basically about, we've looked at the why, we've looked at the Anti-Sales Manifesto. Now we're looking at taking what you've done and rebuilding and restarting that engine and getting it really about motivation and pushing forward. So I hope you've really enjoyed the event. There's lots of great comments on here. You'll all get an email from us, not only inviting you to the next one, which I hope you will come to. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share it with your network and people you know, and you'll get a link to the video that we have done for it.
Anthony's asked, any chance for questions can be posted here?
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do an email to everybody from the webinar. So we've got your details, and you'll get a summary, and we'll put that for you. But we hope you all enjoyed it. And would you guys like Bianca to do her new motivational thing? I mean, if you don't want her to, say. But we're happy to do it.
You have been doing it. So this is why I said at the beginning that I thought Dad was having a heart attack, because he said he yelled it from down the hall, and I ran in thinking he was on, God knows. Anyway, come on, you got to do it with me. I'm not doing it on my own. You got to do it. Come on, yeah, you got to do it. Ready? Let's do it together. Pump for the day. Pump.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
I'm pumped for the day. Pump.
Okay, let's get it wrong.
Right. No, he is far more enthusiastic than he puts out right now. Anyway, guys, do that in the morning. It genuinely energizes you so much. I did it for the first time ever today, and the whole family have just been buzzing all day. It really does work. Pump. So it goes, I'm pumped for the day, pump. But anyway, nice little end there.
Hang on, I'm just going to answer those questions for everyone. Why your project, your product or service.
Has anyone got any questions they want to ask? Fire away. No, pump, not Trump. Like I'm pumped for the day, get yourself motivated for the day ahead and then pump. It is strangely enjoyable. And I must say, the men, they don't want to do it, but once I've got them to do it, they absolutely love it and can't get it out of their head. So don't be embarrassed. It is a fabulous way to express your love for the day.
Done. Great. So we look forward to the Get Pumped for the Day Pump webinar. We hope you found that was useful. My name is Adam Caplan, and we'll see you next month.
My name's Bianca Caplan, and we'll see you soon.
Great. Thanks, guys. We can stay on. They can stay.
Oh, not this uncomfortable.
Notes. Have a chat about the weather. Get a nice cup of tea. For dinner.
See, that's what happened last time. Oh no, that was For any of you wondering about the time we had a bit of an argument, I'd left the room and come back, and Dad had already gone live, and I had no idea. And we did have a bit of a. Well, it was very funny.
You thought it was funny. I think it was when people started saying, you're live, guys.
Oh, you were married. No, you were fuming with me. I just had no idea, but I just said, you're a bit last minute, Dad, and you didn't like it.
Live! You can see.
Oh, that was funny.
It was funny. Guys, we're going to call it. Hope you've enjoyed it. The video will be on in the next few weeks. Nobody got the connection with this, which is a pity. No, we'll continue it to next month, and we'll keep going, and then they can win a photograph.
Oh, come on! Someone knows it. Someone in this school knows it.
Done it. So
I know someone in the school knows it.
I know, but I haven't realised.
Anyway, enjoy your dinner. Have a wonderful day.
Have fun, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Bye. Everyone. Have you saved the chat?
It's saved automatically.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All good. Can we close the
meeting? Yeah.
People have still got to people. There's still there. There's loads of people here, and just enjoy the chat. Right, we're going now. Bye, guys.
Bye. No, you can't end it.
I can't end it.